What's up, everyone? Welcome back. This is Return to Tennis. I'm Aaron. Thanks for returning. Got a couple more vintage rackets to try out today. Just kind of get a feel for them, see what they were like. Something a little different. You probably haven't seen many of you ever or in an extremely long time. We're hitting a couple of Snauwerts. Now, I know a lot of people are like, Snauwert, are they still in business? Yeah, they are. They still make rackets. I actually have a 2023 Snauwert High 1098R that I picked up in Japan. It's a very nice looking racket, very well made. But they don't have much of a presence anymore, kind of like in the same realm as Prince, and that they're manufacturing rackets, they're making good products. They just don't have much following anymore, unfortunately. But they did, back in the day, they had pros playing them on tour. They were a big name. So what do we have? Well, just a couple, nothing crazy. We're going to go out and do some short hits with them. The first one is a Ellipse Pro C. Very rounded kind of throat. I wouldn't call it an airfoil, but it does have, you know, some of that kind of idea, I think. Very heavy. These rackets, like everything back then, were very heavy. We're talking probably in the 350 gram range. I did not restring this. This is, you know, unless it goes out and I'm just like wildly impressed with it, I'm not going to restring it. Older frame has the known, I don't know if that's correct, N-O-E-N, what is it? N-O-E-N-E, known vibration control. I guess maybe that is like an attempt at some vibration, some control issues, kind of like, you know, trying to mitigate vibration in the frame, some dampening. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. Dampening technology. That was an attempt at dampening technology. These rackets at the time were still made in Europe, not made in China. Back then, it doesn't say specifically. Actually, it says right in the inside of the throat. I don't know if you can see it very well. It says made in Europe, but we're not sure where. We'll go out, see how it goes. But that's not the only one we have. We have another one, very unique in its design, very unique in its presentation. And this one was, let me see, what's it say exactly? From the developed by Snauwert Research Lab with the counsel of John McEnroe. And it's actually autographed. Has John McEnroe's little signature on it. Right over here. Also made in Europe. This, that's different, right? I feel like I've seen this before in some, like maybe a Vocal did something like this. Or maybe Head, I don't remember. This is a Snauwert Ellipse Touch H. The idea behind this, and you can see there's kind of like a joining here. A joint. And another joint here at the top. This is an attempt at some dampening technology. I'm not sure. It just says on the side, it says Snauwert High Technology Research Department. I'm not exactly sure what the idea behind it was. It is to reduce vibration. What does it say? Worldwide patent on the high frequency vibration lock. So this is a high frequency vibration lock. I'm guessing the purpose of the center bar and these joints here is to basically kill vibration here. Like it doesn't travel past this point, is what I'm assuming that's intended to do. This is a 93 square inch racket, I believe. Maybe it might be a 95. Not sure. Again, I did not restring this. We're not, you know, we don't know how it's going to play. It is heavy. I mean, as per typical for the time, very heavy frame. Mostly headlight though. So, oh, the grip is horrible and needs replaced. But we're going to get out. We're going to see what they do. Give you a little bit of feedback on them. Hopefully, things will go better than they usually do. Weather's been blistering hot or just raining. I've spent more time, I think, outdoors cutting grass than I have hitting tennis balls because the weather has just been horrendous around here. So let's get out. Let's see what they do. Give you a little feedback. Not a long hit, just little short ones. We'll see you on the court. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start with the Ellipse Pro H. Heavy. Not sure what to expect here. We have not restrung. Oh, that's a good start. This thing is really unwieldy. I'm just going to right away. It just felt bulky, slow through the air. We're going to switch back over to backhands real quick to kind of get a better feel. Not stable, and vibration was horrendous. You could literally feel everything coming off the string bed. Going to get a variety of balls out of the machine now. We just actually replaced about 50 some balls with brand new ones. So some of these are going to be kind of dead and short, and some of them are going to be pretty deep into the court. So it'll be a little bit of a mix. But this frame was not a fun hit. Like, usually I can find something positive to say about almost every racket that I try out or that I swing, just to see how they feel. And I really am struggling to find something positive to say about this racket. It's heavy. It's slow. The balance feels odd. It has horrible vibration. There is like no sense of any kind of dampening technology in this frame. I don't have a dampener on the strings, which I usually prefer. I didn't put a dampener on either of these today. And the vibration of the strings, coupled with how much the frame itself just allows vibration to travel down into the arm, it was horrible. I'm gonna hit about 65, 70 balls with it, and that's gonna be about it. It just not a pleasant hitting experience at all. I don't understand how this was billed as a pro racket, the Ellipse Pro. I guess if you like a lot of feel out of the frame, maybe this is the racket for you. But with its weight and its instability and just its lack of maneuverability, I don't see, I can imagine why this racket didn't do well. I'm sure there's somebody out there that loves it. But it's not going to be me. Started getting some more balls over as we went. I kind of got to feel it like, okay, I got to really make sure I get the racket around to get anything out of it. There's one of those dead balls. Kind of doing just some half swings, especially on those newer balls. They were really deep, really high bounce. So I didn't take as big of a cut at those. And then I get balls that, are getting to me in 2 bounces. But not a pleasant experience. This will never find its way into my bag. It will go back on the storage shelf, and it may eventually find its way to eBay. So if someone's out there looking for something like this, keep an eye out. I may have one for you soon. So we're going to move on from that. That was not good at all. My arm was already... And we're going to move on to the Ellipse Touch C that was made under consultation with John McEnroe. It has the dampening arm down the center. It has the joint in the throat. Experience hitting this in the Ellipse Pro was night and day. This felt really good. This frame played very nicely, extremely solid feel. I could hear vibration off the string bed because there was no dampener, but I wasn't getting any vibration in the frame itself. Vibration kind of basically just stopped at that joint with that arm. So the concept of the dampening technology in the throat of this frame, it works. it's actually a very nice technology. It played very comfortably, felt much more solid coming through the ball, much more comfortable, a lot more manageable on the arm and the elbow. It really works. It's an interesting concept with that arm and that center joint in the throat to kind of guarantee that vibration doesn't make it, oh, here we go, doesn't make it past the midpoint of the throat. Jammed it up. I'm going to find a solution for this myself, I think. I'm going to get some padding to stick down there so the balls are kind of forced to shift every time that the arm spins through it. But I was pleasantly surprised. I expected this one to be almost as uncomfortable as the Ellipse Pro. I was like, the Ellipse Pro was a horrible hitting experience. I kind of expected the same out of this. They are the same head size. I think they're about a 93 or a 95. But night and day. This would be something like, if it wasn't for the weight of the racket itself, I would consider stringing this up and playing it. Its weight is still there. It still has a lot of weight. Too much that I want to swing, much more than I would want to play. But the overall comfort by comparison was a massive improvement. I'm kind of impressed with this technology. It's kind of, it's a little odd. Maybe at the time it was felt to be kind of gimmicky, but it actually is a pretty solid feeling frame. I really kind of felt on some of the balls when I had a good line that I could swing out with this, and I wouldn't have any negative impacts on my elbow or my shoulder. So, I wonder who's responsible for the technology. Like, was it I'm going to guess it was some Snauwert engineers, and then McEnroe tried it, and he was like, yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's really soft. It makes the frame play well. I don't imagine John McEnroe sitting in the lab with some data sheets going, hey, we're going to build a joint here, and we're going to have a middle stick that comes off the throat for support, and it's going to kill vibration. I don't think that was John McEnroe's doing, but he did consult on it, and good job, John. Good job, Mr. McEnroe. Mac, you did a good job. Plays fairly comfortably, just too heavy. In any case, guys, that's it for today. Just another quick vintage racket hit. We do got some other videos we're going to be coming out with that are not vintage rackets. We got a couple of more recent releases that we're going to take a look at. Some things that I'm considering playing this fall. So until then, guys, get off the couch and get on the courts. We'll see you next time.